It's time to talk about business strategy planning process. Hi everyone, welcome back to the second episode of Business Strategy series. In the last episode, we talked about what is business strategy and why business strategies are important. In today's video, we will discuss business strategy planning process. Before we dive into it, I want to clarify something. There is no fixed formula for business strategy planning process. The process I'm introducing today is to provide you a guideline to develop an effective business strategy. The goal of having a process is not to create unnecessary work. So you had to decide what works best for your business for the activities you need to do under each step I'm introducing. With that being said, let's get started. The first step, set the direction. And the activities included are define or review your vision and mission statement. Let's get some definitions out of the way first. A vision statement is an inspirational statement of an idealistic, emotional future of a company or group. Vision describes the basic human emotion that a founder intends to be experienced by the people the organization interacts with. A mission statement is a short statement of why our organization exists, what its overall goal is, identifying the goal of its operations, what kind of product or service it provides, its primary customers or market, and its geographical region of operation. Sounds confusing, isn't it? Let me share with you an example first. Here are the vision and mission statement for IKEA. Vision statement: to create a better everyday life for the many people. Mission statement: offer a wide range of well-designed, functional home furnishing products at prices so low that as many people as possible will be able to afford them. The main difference between mission statement and vision statement is that the mission statement describes what the business does and its tangible goals. The vision statement describes the future of the business and the direction it's heading towards. And both statements doesn't change year after year. Once it's defined, in the future years of business strategy planning, the leaders need to review the mission and vision statements with the team and to get a direction for the business strategy. Once the business direction is set, now it's time for step number 2. Strategic analysis. The goal of this step is to baseline the status quo. You need to understand where the business is at, both internally and externally. The common tool to use for this step is SWOT analysis. The business needs to take a deep look inside to understand its strength and weakness. Also doing an environmental scan outside to understand the marketplace opportunities and the competition threats. Market trend report and customer insight data are also very helpful resources for the SWOT analysis. You will be able to understand what are the customer demands and opportunities in the market for you to prioritize your strategic initiatives. Once we know where the business is heading towards and what we're up against, it's time for step number 3, goal setting. A goal is what you'd like to accomplish. A goal describes the finish line. Goals are defined and derived based on the business vision. The purpose of this step is to paint a specific definition of the finish line. And when it comes to business goals, there are long-term business goals, which are generally 5 to 10 years, mid-term business goals, 3 to 5 years, and short-term business goals, 1 year. Large mature business who's been around for decades with established market position, they're able to estimate long-term business growth. Their business strategy planning including 10-year business goals and 1-year business goals. For smaller business, haven't established a market position or having sufficient understanding of the marketplace, I highly recommend you to develop 5-year business goals and focus on the 1-year business goals. We'll dive into this in a future episode and show you how to develop long-term and short-term business goals. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and be notified for the upcoming episodes. One key success enabler to develop your 1-year business goals is to use the SMART filter. When you're developing the 1-year business goals, it's in the short term, so you need to make sure it's measurable and achievable. And also be sure to be specific. Remember, the goal is to define a precise finish line. Step number 4, strategy formulation. This step is come up with the actions to help you reach your goals. From now on, we want to focus on the 1-year business goals. This is where you work with your team to come up with all the actions that would help you reach that finish line you have defined in the last step. Quite often, ideation in the team is not the problem, so you need to make sure you prioritize to the ones would make you the most impact for success. Based on your SWOT analysis, with the understanding of your strength and the market opportunities, you want to make sure you develop those actions to rely on your strength and capitalize the opportunities in the market. Once you captured all the actions you brainstormed, make sure someone in the team owns them. But we are not ready to start execute a strategy yet. There is one more step we need to go through. That is step number 5, strategy implementation and evaluation. The reason I grouped strategy implementation and strategy evaluation together is because both of them need to be clearly defined before strategy execution. Regarding strategy implementation, here are some questions you need to ask and answer. How do you roll it out to the team? What is the communication plan to the team? What is the resource and budget allocation? And who is doing what? How often do you touch base? And what tools do you use to touch base? That sounds very corporate, isn't it? If you have a small business, quite often the business owner yourself is actually executing the strategy. So let me translate these questions for you. How do you execute the plan? How to document your strategies? How much time a week will you allocate to it? What is the budget for the strategy? How often do you evaluate the status? Once you got these questions answered, you got strategy implementation covered. Now let's talk about strategy evaluation. How do you know the actions you're taking are the right actions? And how do you know the strategy is taking your business down the right direction? This is why we need strategy evaluation. In project management, there's a term called monitoring and controlling. Same applies to strategy execution. You first have to monitor, then you can control. What you need to do is to define the key performance indicators for your strategy progress, and then collect consistent data for those KPIs. Once you have the data, you're able to analyze the strategy progress. If your strategy is not on track, analyze, make pivot, and carry on. Alright guys, these are the 5 steps for business strategy planning process. Once again, this process is a guideline to help you develop an effective business strategy. The exact activities you go through under each step, you need to decide what's best for your business. Enough talking, enough theories. Let's do some work. Next episode, I will walk you through how to develop business strategy plan for small business. If you're still with me, make sure to give me a thumbs up for this video and subscribe to my channel so more people can see it. And I'll see you in the next episode, and let's develop a business strategy plan together.